Hi again guys, welcome back to another Big Al Devlin video, and this is actually Big Al's big chest workout 2. As you can see on the bar there's 100 kilograms, that's 220 pounds, and I start off on this this weight as my first set, and this very first set that you're watching at the moment I managed to achieve 16 reps. At the moment I'm, as I say, specialising in bench press and chest as a whole, because I'm unable to deadlift due to injuries following a car crash. This is basically pretty much a permanent reorientation of my training. I'm never going to be able to properly deadlift off the ground again, so I said might as well be a specialist bench presser and become, as big and strong on that as possible, because even though, yes, I can still squat, I will squat, but I've still got to be a little bit careful because of my back injuries. But deadlift, well, I will be deadlifting a little bit, but it will be partial deadlifts, and that doesn't really count, right? So as far as I'm concerned, I am a bench specialist, and most of my workouts will be focused around bench, all the muscle groups that help build up your bench. Now, as you can see, I'm supersetting each of my sets on chest with dumbbell curls. The dumbbells there are 12 kilograms each. I normally work between 8 and 12 kilograms depending on how many sets I'm doing. If I know I'm going to be doing like 10 sets or something, I might take it down to 8 or 10 kilos, but I know I'm not going to be doing that many sets in this workout, so I was working with 12s. Still on 100 kilos on the bench press, which is set number 2, and my target is to do, again, another 16 reps. I'm going for a little bit more sort of high volume work today. Obviously, when you specialise in a particular exercise, you can sort of change it about a little bit more. So some days you can do a bit of light phase work where you're doing volume work like I'm doing here. Other days you can go for 1 rep maxes. Other days you mix it around up in a bit and all the rest of it. But generally speaking, I'm going to be keeping to a sort of medium phase style of workout, which is going to be sets primarily around 5 to 10 reps per set. But I thought I'd try something a little different today. Again, you'll see me again every time I bench press, I always try to superset biceps into it. One of the reasons for this is because I will never train biceps unless I superset it into a workout. I just forget. I forget to train biceps, and I find workouts completely dedicated to biceps a little bit on the boring side. I know a lot of people enjoy it. It's just personal preference. I've got nothing against it, and I should train them more. But this is my effort, my attempt to get them in there and actually do some bicep work. Also, I find is when you superset, when you're doing high volume work like this, where it's going to be knackering to do a lot of reps with very minimal rest periods, because what you guys see here is pretty much as I'm training. What I do is in between my sets is I'll watch the video of what I've just done back to myself. So say this set here that you're watching now takes a minute, that means I'm getting a minute's rest, because in the minute that I'm training here, I watch the video back, and in that time I'm obviously it takes a minute to watch it or whatever long it is, and then I'm straight back onto there again. So it's minimal rest periods. What I find by supersetting a little bit of biceps or whatever it is into a workout where you're doing high volume, it gives the chest just that little bit more time to rest, because doing like you've just seen there, like a minute and then a minute on, minute off, you're not going to get the reps. You're going to burn out really badly. So by adding a little bit of biceps in there, it's not only are you training the biceps, but it actually allows you to rest the main movement itself. And not burn out too quickly. Obviously on that third set I think I did 10 reps, so I did 2 sets of 16 and a set 10. Eventually you will burn out, and my target is to try and get 3 sets of 16. I'm not sure how long that will do on 100 kilos. Maybe in a month, 2 months time I'll be able to pump that out, so it won't take me too long. And you see I'm just supersetting off there again. I'm not actually sure what next bit. Oh yeah, what's coming up now is just a bicep workout that I like to do myself. I did this purely by pure chance once. There were no dumbbells free, so I thought I think I was squatting or so, and so I found or bench pressing, like a similar workout to this, and I couldn't find a dumbbell that I wanted to lift, so I just thought, well, you know what, there's a spare 20 there, might as well lift that. And I tell you what, guys, doing biceps with a plate, it's really good. It pumps you up, because not only are you lifting it with your biceps, but you're using your chest muscles, hence why it's so good when you combine this kind of bicep exercise whilst doing chest. It actually pumps the chest muscles up as well, because you're using your chest to hold the plate in your hands, so to speak. Otherwise it's going to slip out if you don't grip it really tightly. So it's just a nice little variant of the sort of bicep press. Now on here, I'm on the pet deck, as you can see at the moment. I start off fairly light. This is about halfway down the stack. Oh no, sorry, this is actually right at the top of the stack. This is me just warming up. You can see where the yellow pin is. It's very high up on the stack, so it's only a few plates. This is me just warming up. What I find is important is to feel the stretch, to go the full range of the motion. You need to work anything you do, the full range of motion that is physically possible by your skeleton without injuring yourself. As you see, I'm still supersetting my biceps in, and you can see over an entire workout, doing this kind of bicep work, even though each set by their own is not particularly intense or particularly difficult, the pain builds up, as you can see from my facial expressions there. Sorry guys if that's scaring you or put a crack in any mirrors in your room, but you know, I was in a lot of pain. But I do. It really does build up the pain, and the monotony of doing the same exercise. Also, if you can think about it, I enjoy what I do, but you know, if you're doing the same chest movement again and again, if you're breaking it up a little bit with something in between, you're more likely to do an extra set just because you're not getting bored. Now, there's a couple of extra plates on the stack now, so it's still quite a lightweight, but as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm flushing the movement. So what flushing means is, you can see, I'm holding my hands at the point of contraction. See there? I'm not letting them go back straight away. I'm holding them at full contraction, and what that does, it just tightens up the muscle just that little bit more, uses a little bit more energy, and it proves, to be honest, that you've also got that movement with your strength and your strength alone. It's not like you've swung or used momentum or anything along those lines to get the lift. So flushing's a nice technique, especially on lighter weights, but it's actually quite good on heavier weights also. But you've got to be a little bit more careful, because when you're flushing a movement or doing any form of force negative, which is a variant of a force negative essentially, muscle tears are much more likely. So I'd only ever really do them on lighter weights, and I find that they benefit from doing it from reps anyway. Now I've increased the weight of the stack a hell of a lot more now. Unfortunately you can't really quite see it because of the camera angle, but that is almost full stack now, and you can see it's a lot harder to move. It's a lot harder to keep there. As you can see, that I'm making the movement slow, but as I can, nice slow contractions, powerful contractions. That's how a powerlifter would in theory lift it, but it's also because it's damn fucking heavy. I'm not going to make an excuse, but I always like to move the movement slowly. But you can see on the way back it was a lot faster, and also I wasn't able to flush it. That's because it's a lot heavier. So as I was saying, with the flushing techniques and the control of movement, it proves to you that that weight is light for your body, and if you can't do it or can't do it easily, then it's showing you that the weight's starting to get a little bit on the heavier side, and you need to be careful. Now this is, I think, my last set on a pet deck. Pet deck, guys, by the way, if you've never done it, is a fantastic movement. You can also do it by facing the other way, so I'm facing outwards there. If I was to face inwards, it's a great way of doing rear delts also, but I'll show you in just a little bit. There's a clip after I done my biceps here of the weight that I was lifting. It's just shy of 100 kilos. Not a huge weight, but enough, especially when you considered all the other previous work that I've done. And to be honest, on this machine, it's quite a lot of weight. Weights between different brands of machines, they vary quite considerably. 100 kilos on this machine might feel what 150 kilos on another machine does, or it might feel what 70 kilos on another machine feels like. So it's not a great guide, me showing you that, but, you know, hey, that's me just having a bit of fun. That's me psyching myself up for rowing, because at the end of every workout, or at the beginning of every workout, I always do my cardio, and I like to, at the moment, fit my cardio in either at the end, or actually, to be fair, I did it today. The video will be going up. It's legs, the video that I filmed today, because I always put these narrate these a few days afterwards. But what I did was I experimented by putting the cardio in the middle of the workout. That's something different. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, it's too early days to say whether that's a good thing or a bad thing or whatever. We'll see. But obviously, at the end, if you're putting cardio at the end of the workout, well, you're already going to be tired. because you've burnt energy. Your muscles are going to be tired well because you've worked them doing weight. So you're not going to get a great time. You're not going to be able to push too hard, but it's a little extra sort of effort. It helps pump the muscles up and all the rest of it. Putting it at the beginning of a workout, the advantages of that is it warms you up for starters, and it starts pumping up all the muscles, but it can detract a little bit from your strength, so you might not lift quite as much. That's why I'm thinking put it in the middle. I get the best of both worlds. The cardio is made harder because, yes, I'm a little bit more tired from weight training, but my weights don't, if I start off attempting, say, a 1 rep max, or I do my heavy work at the beginning, then I do my cardio, and then I do my reps on the weights afterwards. Who knows? Maybe that might work a little bit better. You never know, guys, until you experiment. But anyway, on here on the rower, what I do is I always do 500-meter sprints. I sometimes go above that. I go up for 1,000 meters and at most 2,000 meters. I don't like going any further than that, although there's no harm in that. One thing I will say about rowing, guys, if you're a big guy like myself, is it's essentially neutralizes your weight because you're sat down. It's a bit like being on a bike. It's not like running or anything like that. You're essentially the same weight as the guy next to you. They could be 8 stone. You could be, like I am, 18, 19 stone. And it doesn't matter. So your joints aren't going to get battered by it. So rowing's very easy and nice on the joints. And it sort of levels the field. It allows big guys to compete with the little guys a little bit more. And also, rowing is bloody difficult. It's really good cardio. So there we go. That's what I would recommend. This is me just now catching my breath. I'm on the treadmill. This is what I do. As soon as I'm off that rower, I go straight on the treadmill and do a sort of 400 to 800 meter walk. This bit is not long, one, because it's boring, but two, because as I look in the camera, I notice just how bloody ginger I am. Look how ginger I am. I never realised how ginger I was. I thought I'd had more brown hair, more brown colour into my hair than orange, but there we go. I'm a proud ginger, by the way, guys. I'm only joking. It doesn't bother me, but I was surprised at how ginger I am. You'll see my facial expression in a minute when I turn the camera off. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, God, no. Oh, you ugly bastard. Turn the camera off. Yeah, look, I'm like, ugh, good.